I think the button combo to two-handle weapon feels a bit clunky right now. But overall, it's probably a good idea, because it means there's not one button dedicated to a very simple function. It just means switching on the fly. I'm probably going to get stupid fingers every now and then. Alright, so this is basically as far as I ever got before. I'm getting 45 FPS out here, which ain't too bad, considering. But it's just walking around, or as weather effects kind of roll in, things get a little funky. But anyway, this looks like an NPC over here, and the Site of Grace. So let's have a chat. Grace exists to guide the Tarnished and lead them along the proper path. I will... Ooh, hang on. What did they say? It's leading somewhere? Or pointing somewhere? I forgot what that said. Or I didn't finish reading it. One thing I will say is... I'm curious how much George R.R. Martin's, contribution to the lore of this game kind of overlapped with how Miyazaki games always seem to have the same basic plot of you're some subhuman, like demi-human kind of being who's arbitrarily chosen to be the one to save the world and assume a role where you basically have no real agency, at least in the beginning. And that's what this seems to be so far, because we're immediately given the prompt that we're untarnished and we must become the Elden Lord. It's kind of like, who says I want to, and what qualifications do I even have? How did this prophecy come to be? We have a map! Update your map with newfound information by finding map fragments at stellies along the road. What's a stelly? Or state? That word. Use the map to freely place beacons of light to serve as landmarks. Select any set of grace and travel there instantly. However, some dungeons and areas where this cannot be done. Okay, pretty basic looking map. A lot of fog, a lot of fog. I'm curious why we have all this unfogged. I wonder if that's some kind of impassable, impenetrable fog until we do something? Or perhaps that's indicative of, like, we need to unlock that part of the map. With the stellies. Rosetta Stone? Well, Rosetta Stone is something very specific. It ain't just rocks you leave on the side of the road. You got a hell of a thing going on. Is that a face or a mask? Looks like a mask, but... definitely a mask.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Hmm? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless.
Yeah, story of my life.
Guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
Why are the textures on your clothes seem particularly bad? Well, that scarf specifically. From Software has some really inconsistent... Why is there a skull? Some really inconsistent texture quality, in my opinion. I'm not really sure what the deal is. What is up with this? Why Scary Skull? Why Spooky Skull? Whoops. What? Small number of runes. So this is like okay. Why was it in a spooky skull? Grace that dwells within the inhabitants of the lands between, the lingering trace of gold. Used to gain a small number of runes. Runes are nourishment for the development of any tarnish, provided a finger maiden can be found. That's, yeah. That's an uncomfortable title. But I am maidenless, apparently, whatever that means.
Luckily for you, however, there is one shining ray of hope for even the maidenless. Me. Vare. Take care to listen.
Why should I trust
Are you
you?
familiar with grace? The golden light.
And notice I can't
gives
attack
life
during
to you
conversations.
tarnished.
So hopefully we
You
don't
may
get attacked
also
during
behold
conversations.
its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you, tarnished, to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave.
Well, that doesn't sound like a path I want to follow. So I guess this is meant to be, like, obviously this being an open world, we have a free roam, you know, the freedom to roam. But if you're struggling to stay on task, that's what these are here to do. And the little glowy thingamajigs kind of pointing you, hey, go that way. That's gonna keep you on the main quest. It's like the signs of Enos on the path.
Grace's guidance will reveal the path forward, most certainly. To Castle Stormvale, over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Drafted.
Why do they give castles such like ominous names?
It's time you set off, I should think. To Castle Stormvale on the cliff, where Grace would guide you, if you seek the Elden Ring, maidenless as you are.
All right. Oh, see, now the frames are hurting because it's raining. Well, let's get some snacks for the road. If I keep the camera kind of tilted down, the frames aren't too bad. Oh, God. It does hang up for like a split second anytime the little quick autosave icon comes up. These hostile birds. You just hucks. Alright. Flight pinion. Tell me more. It's a crafting material, I assume. Found by hunting birds. For arrow fletching, so you can craft your own ammo. Alright, that's kind of cool. I do appreciate games that have that kind of thing. You can make your own ammo instead of having to buy or loot them. What is that critter? Arteria leaf. Sounds like something related to blood. Exceedingly rare to find. Well, I found that one very easily. Okay, so that's, I assume, for crafting some kind of healies. Look at these little jackrabbit squirrels. That didn't get me much. Well, these ain't hard to hunt. Thin beast bones. Oh boy. Am I really gonna be reading everything I come across? Feel obliged to, because it is a FromSoft game. Disposable weapons. Alright, so we use those for, like, arrows? Yeah, I'm not hearing the screaming madness that I was hearing before. You're right, I have no idea where that was coming from. Nice. Really? Really? You'd think any kind of critter that has evolved to run on just two hopping legs would be faster than human. I do appreciate, I know we get a horse later, because I've seen enough of the trailers that that's unavoidable. But I do appreciate that it does not, like, stamina is not a thing whilst not engaged in combat. What's that thing? I didn't look at that thing before. So I guess the question we're going to evaluate along the way is summoning pools. You may find effigies of martyrs or summoning pools. Easy to summon players at these locations as co-op and hostile summoning signs. Created with smaller effigies. Gather at summoning pools. Okay, so this is just like a rally point for online play. What was I saying? Yeah, it's going to be a matter of time, and as I evaluate whether or not I think the open world adds or hinders to the experience. In general, I'd say it tends not to add much to games that don't pace themselves very well. Fed by leaves that fell from the Erd tree in days of antiquity. Wow, we got wind! There aren't enough games that actually have wind as a weather effect. It's a very underutilized thing. But I wonder what kind of effects the weather has on gameplay. I'd be a little disappointed if the rain just exists for the sake of rain. There isn't something where, like, I don't know, enemies affiliated with lightning are more powerful if you fight them in the rain. Something like that. Sheep! One thing I will say when it comes to sandbox games is I never really know when is like a good opportunity to kind of run around and explore, because when it's this open from the start, I feel like if I don't follow the main quest, I'm going to miss out on things that make things like easier to get going. At the same time, I kind of just want to roam and see what's about the place. So this fellow looks like he means business, and I feel like engaging him is a bad idea. What do we got for runes? I don't know when we get to start leveling up. Probably check that now. I picked the Vagabond class just because it seemed balanced, but I really have no idea. I'm going to stick to kind of a mixed melee build or indulge in some magic as we go. I'm going to guess. He keeps talking about us being maidenless, so probably going to find a maiden who's going to act like a... Well, this stuff regenerates fast. Probably going to find a maiden who's going to act like a firekeeper for the sake of us leveling up. But I'm not that fussed if we start losing runes immediately. A lot of people are dying to this fool. That was really, really ominous. Hello, sir. His name is Gyobu Masataka Oniwa. And as he breathes, I shall not pass the castle gate. Classic. Alright. Tree Sentinel. He didn't look very tree-like to me, but maybe he's just guarding the tree. So, open world bosses, eh? Upon dying, you'll be revived to the last site of grace. You will drop any runes at the site of your death. You die... Yes, that's pretty typical. Ah, so the compass actually shows us where to retrieve them. And it looks like the time of day might have passed a little bit for having died. I am eager to see what kind of effect the time of day has. Yeah, just sitting down seems to respawn crafting items. Can I snatch and grab and piss off, please? I don't want to fight you again. That was interesting, though. It seemed like as I got closer, he, like, noticed me. And the music stopped and started to, like, kind of crescendo something to be like, hey, this guy's about to fuck your day up if you want to back off now. Let's stab a sheep. Well, there's not much ability to pivot in midair, which makes sense, I suppose. Not even a scrap of wool. What's that shiny, shiny? Ruin fragment. We just found a rock. Why am I picking up rocks? What? Where that? What is... Oh, tutorial. Actually have a tutorial menu. Scaling? What? Oh, it's just got scaling. Oh, okay. So it's a throwing weapon. I can just throw rocks. Once been part of a temple in the sky, they glow with a faint light from within. Right, so I can throw rocks at people. I feel like that island is something I should not get into right away, but my curiosity compels me. Is there a safe way down, just following the cleefs? It would be nice if, like, the first pickup just had the description on it, like in the pop-up, just so I didn't have to open it just to read about it. That's a minor quality of life concern. Oh god, lag. Should I drop? I feel like I made a drop almost that big before and it didn't hurt. It almost seems intended. Well, only one way to find out, and that's to yellow it. I noticed the water drops are splashing in midair. Penguins? Oh, they make penguins. Try bridge, but still no bridge. Alright, well, there's no getting back up, so hopefully we're safe. Now the question is there a swimming ability in this game? Nice one. These look like little loons. Oh god, what is that effect around the rock? Like a weird bloom that kind of follows the outline. What secrets do you hide? Now there is some... Oh. To an enemy or a friendly. Merchant. Nice. I'm glad... Oh, it's a little skinny-ass donkey. You need to feed that thing, man. What the hell? If you're just sitting here resting, you can take the load off of him. God. You gotta respect your beast of burden. What on earth? Oh, you're gonna play, some kind of bowed instrument. What's that got a hand? You got... It's like his bow, or his instrument, is also a back scratcher. Whoops, sorry, I stole your butterflies.
What do you need? I don't want any trouble.
Oh, that's not very welcoming to a potential customer. Spend runes to purchase various items, also sell items for runes. Alright. Neutralizing boluses. Stancing bolus. Stimulating bolus. Sleep. Sleep, is that like a debuff, or do you actually get tired in this game? Don't answer that question, by the way. Because if I'm asking questions, it's all rhetorical. Because I want to find out as I play. Hello, AOC. Nice to see you. How you do? Bolt, arrow, short bow, club. I'll stick with my weapons for now, but I feel like buying a short bow probably ain't a bad idea. Nope, stone digger trolls. Land squirts! Ew. So I got a bow, but I have no arrows. Buy arrows, but 20 bucks for an arrow seems a bit steep. When do I get to craft is the question. Do I have to find like a something to allow me to craft?
Done? Well, be on your way then.
We got mouth movement at least. Shall I engage the goblinoids? Well, there's 3 of them, so that's probably a fool's errand. I assume we can find a torch or a lantern of some kind at some point, because, well, the game isn't obscenely dark in these dark areas. Coastal cave. Definitely, I assume we'll get tricky. Alright, so we found like a proper dungeon already, I think. Ah, here's a torch. Is it? Can I not? Why can't I? We're doing alright. Not too bad, not too bad. Now functional. I don't see anyone of it, like any summon signs or anything. Yeah, that is pitch black. I would like to pick up the torch. Guess I'm just not allowed. But I don't think delving in here. What does that icon mean? Under my bar. What up, Caprice? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, yourself. I can't tell if that's a buff or a debuff under my health bar there. It's got an X on it, which seems bad, but I wish there was something that actually told me what that meant. Oh, interesting. Curious how it keeps the keepsake on your status bar as like a permanent reminder of whatever consumable item you pick to start with. Well, that's the thing with open worlds, Ore Baron, is that everyone's kind of going to take their own path just by what, at the outset, catches their interest the most. I'm not getting into this because it looks really dark. Well, maybe, I mean, I can take a little deeper look. I wish I could pick up that torch. Yeah, see, that's what that says. But I can't pick up the torch, even though it's lit and seems perfectly fine. Cannot acquire it. Also, the bloodstains still don't seem to be working. There was what seemed to be a hotfix rolled out this morning. That didn't seem to change much for me. Oh, I see light down there. I also hear sloppy noises. Somebody's fighting already. Cave moss. Equip a bow to fire arrows. Well, I don't have any arrows yet. Hello. Ouchie. What? How'd you hit through? You aren't hitting very hard. What is screeching? Good thing this is a classic, FromSoft deal where you can just hit the lock-on buttons to see hidden enemies. Unless they are specifically hidden and therefore specifically unlock-onable. I may have made a mistake. That's a big lad. Hello. I apologize. Definitely feels like a shield is kinda easy mode. Well, that guy found a torch. Octopus ovary, gross. Eat humans in order to bear young, and theirs is the blood that runs through the... Ew. What's this gold sign? It's a summon sign. Alright. I shan't. Oh god. Big lag spike there. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Demi-human, Chief! I said demi-human earlier, and I didn't think it was an actual thing. Ow. I dislike you. Oh god, he bleeds. Makes me bleed. Wowie kazowie. No! Get rid of the... Oh god, another lad. It's far too many. Ow. Fuck me. This ain't good. Jesus Christ! That didn't work. Alright. We shall retreat for now. But keep this in mind for later. So this stays on the map, right? Yeah. We don't need to... Alright, well... What I mean is it's definitely easier than fighting without it, because you just block... You block, then you right trigger bonk, and then you're good to go. But that... Again... When it comes to From Software games, it's always easier to fight a single enemy than it is to fight groups. I like their little hops. Seems like, the AI has actually improved quite a bit. And they kind of try and... They don't just run in a straight line, but they're probably still following some kind of nav mesh. Maybe they just played with the nav meshes to try and change how they approach you, because it almost seems like they try to flank. I might be overstating it. Their interactions with the environment are a little clunky looking, though. Vanquishing an enemy group will replenish flesh. Oh. Fascinating. So... Glowstone. So they actually have the, I don't remember how it... Oh, God, that's a big old octopus-looking thingy. So... Must be whose ovaries I found down there. So, I don't know. We can swim. I suspect we can't. That says first off cave. That tells me that we gotta find something in the cave to get across. But I'm tempted to just try and see if we can swim. Shall we? We cannot swim. That was a hell of a scream. It almost sounded like an auto-tune scream. Like I was just like an instant death. You step over the edge, it's just like dead instantly. Alright. So I have learned. This is not Sekiro, we cannot swim.